Okay.
You want to wash the couch real quick before we start?
No, I want you. I want you to.
You want to go scrub that before we get going?
And the floor.
Yeah.
Because I just cleaned it yesterday.
You know what? I'm gonna run into town real quick and dump, and then we'll do this. Welcome to RV life on the road.
Right.
It's been a long, long time coming. It's been a long, long, long time. It's been a long, long time coming. It's been a long, long, long time.
Hey, welcome.
Welcome.
I'm glad you could be here today.
Me?
Yes.
Specifically?
Yes, and them.
Okay, good. Well, I'm here every day, so you
Well,
can't get rid of me. Just right here in this small space with you.
Oh, we've tried.
Hey, I don't mind.
Okay.
I think it works.
Good.
Have you ever wondered what the differences are between traveling in the eastern United States and traveling in the western United States? Well, we're going to tell you.
Pause for effect. Okay.
Okay? Could do it again just to see which one you like better.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Okay, I'm going to do one more.
Okay.
Do one more. Okay. Ready? Have you ever wondered what the
We'll do that
positives...
again. I was looking away. Go ahead.
Have you ever wondered what the positives and the negatives are of traveling East Coast versus West Coast? We're gonna tell you.
We're gonna tell you.
Recently, we traveled in the Eastern United States and we tend to stick to the Western United States, and we found that there were some really big differences.
Right.
So we thought that we would tell you guys all about that.
I'm going to reiterate something here. Jacqueline said Western United States, but actually Southwestern United States is
Yes.
where we are.
Yes.
Because we don't want to make you think that we're going up to Oregon and Washington and all that stuff, Northern California. So
Yeah. Thank you for clarifying.
you're very welcome. It is good to have you here today.
It's nice to have an American here to help me out with that. So when we go to Canada, then I can help you.
Yeah, I'm just dead to the rights in Canada.
All right, so let's get on with the show. So, like I said, recently we were out east and we found that, can you stop playing with things while I'm talking? It's really distracting.
Sure, I understand.
Very distracting.
Okay, go ahead.
As we said, recently we traveled in the eastern United States and we found that there were some big differences. Mainly, the first thing that we noticed. All right, so your hands, this is what you do. You take your hands and you put them on your lap. I, chicken eye, oh me, pony, elbow, Y-O-U spells you. So, the first thing that we noticed when we were traveling in the eastern United States was the greenery and the rolling hills and the big trees. It was pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Miles far away, her reflection in the window. She rides along, humming sweet lines from an old song. Eyes strained to hear, jealous of the words I'm missing. She strains to give.
Yeah, it was weird though because there were so many trees that everything felt like you were going down an alleyway compared to being out in the Southwest. So it was very different driving our rig because it was tight and it was skinny.
Right, so that kind of leads to, that's a negative that we thought.
Right.
Right, but the positive was that it was so beautiful. We ran into a lot of one-way roads, remember? that? Like the one-way bridges or one lane? Sorry.
One lane bridges, yeah. We would come up on these one lane bridges, and if there was a car coming the other way, you hope that they would give you the right of way, because to back up the 30-foot rig across a one lane bridge would be an experience.
That was a little tough, and I would say it probably is a good idea to be using, if you have RV Trip Wizard.
Definitely.
To be using that, because you can put the dimensions of your rig in there and know if you're going to be going under a low bridge or,
Right.
where you're going. So.
And normally we would have been staying on the interstate, but we had shows, so we had to get off the beaten path where everybody else was and go through these small little field roads, and that's why we encountered those one lane bridges.
Which was really cool, and that actually it was a positive, is that we went through some of these small towns and just saw how much history. Definite plus, if you're going out east, take a lot of time, research, and go to some of these historic sites.
Right. And in addition to, I just kind of thought of this, when it comes to driving toll roads. There are a lot more toll roads out there. In the Southwest, it's just open freeways and highways. So I think we went through Pennsylvania and on the turnpike, and it was like $40-some that we were billed for going through.
Yeah, and we actually didn't even know what exactly to do, because we were driving through the toll on a Sunday, and there were no signs that said anything, but nobody was in the toll booth. So we just drove through, and then we thought, did we do something wrong? Because then we got a letter, from the state, I guess, and we ended up having to pay, but apparently that's how they do it. They just take the picture of your license plate and then they bill you.
I mean, the uniformed guard running behind us down the freeway probably should have tipped us off that we had not stopped, but we got billed anyway.
Another negative that we found was that there wasn't a lot of free camping.
In all fairness, we didn't do a lot of research because we were go, 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 go. Had we done more research, there may have been more out there, and we would love to know from you what you have found out there. But the fact that we had to go day, we didn't really have an opportunity to stop and smell the roses. As Jacqueline just said, if you're traveling out there, take extra time.
All right, so what were some of the other positives to being out east? I would say just that it was new for us,
Oh yeah.
It was new. We hadn't seen those types of things. We hadn't been to those states. Do you remember all of the states that we traveled through?
We started in Canada, and then we went down to Minnesota, into Wisconsin, into Michigan, down, and we played the Grand Design National Rally, and then in Indiana, and then we went over to Ohio. We were in Delaware. We were in Pennsylvania. Here's the thing.
Did you say Tennessee?
Well, that was after. That was on our way back.
West Virginia.
Yeah, West Virginia. And a lot of the states, you might drive through a little corner of it, but technically you were there. And then I think we shot a music video in Ohio, and then we stayed in this little sliver in Delaware. So you're in and out of these different states, which is kind of neat, because you're like, oh, all of a sudden you see a sign that says we're in Tennessee or we're in West Virginia.
You can go to a lot of states in a short period of time.
Absolutely.
Which brings me to another plus of the eastern United States, and that was RV shows, the big ones.
Yeah, the Hershey show, the Tampa show. We've not been to the Tampa show, but obviously we were at the Hershey show. We did visit there. We were just there. And a lot of big RV shows out there.
Yeah, it was so fun. We went to the Hershey show, and it's free of charge, and there was so much to look at. We toured through some of the rigs that were there, which we really enjoyed, and met a lot of RVers and a lot of people, who have YouTube channels, some of which we follow as well. So that was a lot of fun.
It was good to see their faces on, and other than through a screen. So it was really fun.
One thing that we noticed in the negative column, the weather. So we have solar power, and although we weren't boondocking a lot, sometimes we stayed at some harvest hosts. So we were boondocking, I guess, or dry camping. And we had to run our generator a little bit because it was cloudy there a lot.
Boy, we're loosey-goosey in this one, aren't we? It's okay. It's a little fireside chat, the border hookups. Hey everybody, welcome to another RV Life Tip of the Week with Dave. Today I'm going to be talking about sewer hoses and power cords. When you roll into an RV park, before you level, before you unhook, before you do anything else, make sure that your sewer hose and your power cord will reach to the pedestal and, if they have it on site, to the sewer hole. Because once you're set up and that doesn't reach, you either have to go buy a longer cord, a longer sewer hose, or you have to move. So make sure that you do that before you set up or level. And make sure that you check out the 25% off of RV Life Pro. That's Trip Wizard, you guys. Thanks for listening.
All right, let's talk about the Western United States.
I love the Southwest. I like the open spaces. The one thing I don't like is the dust. It can get really dusty. These dust devils come up out of nowhere, and we take Zyrtec every day. We are not sponsored by Zyrtec. We are not doctors. We are not nurse practitioners. Well, I'm just saying, I take Zyrtec. Hold your tongue on the comments. That's just the pill I take. There we go.
Yeah, if you have any type of allergies, and you know, even if you don't, you will probably develop them
Right.
when you're out here. When it gets windy, we have to close all of the doors and windows, which kind of sucks. You don't want to be all closed in, but you have layers of dust and dirt that come in when it's windy. One thing that I do out in the Southwest is I run a humidifier all of the time because it is pretty dry as well. And so having that humidifier just helps you to be able to breathe better. It helps with the guitars.
It does. The guitars take a beating out here. When you go back to Minnesota and the humidity, they completely change tune, and out here the boards underneath our dinette warp and stuff like that. But I like it out here. I like to see around. I like the mountains. I like to see open sky. I like to see what weather's coming in. Although in the Southwest, the weather's always the same. It's sunny and windy. There you go. That's the weather for your day to day. Sunny and windy.
I think one of the main pluses about being in the Southwest for us as boondockers is that there's free land. BLM land, so Bureau of Land Management land, and National Forest land, and we stay at a fairgrounds, and that's not completely free, but we're still boondocking, and the views are amazing.
Yes.
Amazing views. And when you're boondocking, you can just get closer to those views.
Now, when we talk about this stuff, we're just talking about what we found and what our experience was. So, do we get it perfect? Heck no. We learn more from you guys than we learn from anybody else. You know, people commenting and saying, yeah, check out this place, check out that place. So we'd love to hear, like, what did we miss? And again, we were going so fast.
We miss a lot.
That we didn't, we miss a lot.
Yeah. But we were out east for several months, and you know, so I think we have a really good take on it. Mm-hmm. I really do. One thing that we miss in the Southwest is lakes.
Yeah, although we walked around one yesterday, so
we did,
and it was a nice lake, but they're few and far between out here, as opposed to the east.
And we both grew up around lakes.
Minnesota apparently has 10,000 lakes.
And Manitoba probably has 100,000.
Why? Why do you have to?
I'm just stating a fact.
Why do you feel the need to up me?
Yeah, just a fact.
Gamesmanship.
Just a fact.
You know what?
Face the
count
facts, Jack.
Now, when we go up there this summer, I'm counting them. I'm counting every single one, and if it's not exactly 100,000 lakes,
you have a little
we're gonna
thing
have words
called a cell phone that has the web, so you can actually look that up. Good thing we turned it off. Welcome to another Healthy Living Tip with Jacqueline. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about how often you should be eating. Now, if you go too long without eating, a couple of things will happen. The first thing is that you will get really hungry. So a lot of people, before they come to me, they're going periods of, 6, 7 hours without eating. What happens is you get really hungry, and then when you go to have something, you're just gonna grab whatever is around you. And it's probably not going to be very healthy. And you're also going to eat more because you're famished. Another thing that happens, and this happened to me before I went on program, your blood sugar will dip really low, and then you'll actually feel like you are hypoglycemic. Shakiness, sweatiness, because your blood sugar has dropped so low. This is especially true for people who are pre-diabetic, and Dave actually was pre-diabetic before he went on program and lost weight. So what you want to do is you want to eat about every 3 hours. And what that'll do is keep your blood sugar stable, and you also won't feel hungry to where you're just eating whatever is in sight, and you will probably choose healthy food. Now, the way that you can do this is to use a timer on your phone. You can set your timer to repeat every 3 hours, or there's an app that's called Eat Wise, and it's free. I use that, and I also track my water there. Make sure you're eating about every 3 hours. In between your small meals, you'll have just little breaks, about 100 to 200 calories. Try to keep that fairly low carb and high protein. That's what we do. And that should help to make you feel satiated. And here's another client transformation. And that's been another healthy living tip with Jacqueline. Something that we haven't mentioned is Starlink.
Ooh, Starlink is nice. It's nice in the Southwest because there aren't a lot of trees as opposed to the East. And it doesn't always work perfectly. It doesn't do great in the wind. But
yeah, heavy rain.
Heavy rain, wind, but we don't get a lot of heavy rain. We had rain the other day, but it wasn't bad. It didn't last long, and it only lasts for like a day, and then the sun's back out.
Yeah, so when you're out in the Southwest, generally you have unobstructed views of the sky, and so Starlink works really great. When you're out east and you're pulling in somewhere, you really have to watch and see where the trees are, because you probably aren't going to get the best service. And for some of you, you may not need that. That might not be something that you even really care about. For us, we have to work.
We do.
So we need to have access to internet.
We do.
i.e. Starlink.
We have.
So I am going to sum this all up
Okay.
by saying that we really enjoyed our time traveling in the eastern United States. However, we as boondockers really prefer the southwestern United States. Don't you agree with me?
Yes.
Yeah.
For now.
We love the Southwest. We really enjoyed the East, but I think we're going to stick around the Southwest more. And we'll bring you more content, and drop some comments below if you have some great places out east, and I'm sure our viewers would like to see that as well as we would too.
And we want to thank you guys for sitting through this with us, because we know you're busy people, and this was a long segment.
Well, we hope it helped. I mean, we present it in our own way, but we really hope that you get some information out of this too.
Yes, absolutely. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another episode of the Border Hookups. Please remember to subscribe and ding that bell so that we can let all of you know as to when we have more episodes coming out.
If you liked what you saw in this video, or maybe if you didn't, please give us a thumbs up anyway. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. That helps us a lot. Just you watching helps us a lot, and we really appreciate it. So please, please, please subscribe if you have not. And we hope to see you out here.
See you all out here.